Testing, testing, testing. Let me pull this up on my phone so I can make sure I am coming through. Can I hear myself? I can hear myself. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. This is a game that I was turned on to by Tai Tai a ways back, like a month or two back, and it's a colony builder, a city builder. So what I am going to do, since I already have a city, what I'm going to do, this is a thing that they actually kind of encourage with the gameplay. So I'm essentially going to prestige out my city, and there's these research points that I'll get into later that I get to roll over into my next city. So this is the city that I currently have right now, but none of this matters right now because we're about to go to a new city. So we will go to, I believe it's this one. It's not that one. It's not that menu. It's not that menu. It is this menu. There we go. So we will hit resettle, and we will start over as a new human city. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And so these are titles. These things just kind of help you out with your production and stuff to help get you started. Like this one actually just makes you stronger, or makes you faster, which will really help for getting things moved around. But you unlock these and make them stronger by playing with the different species and making these different cities with these different species get these titles. So I've already done it with humans. There are four other species you can start with, I believe. And the more you get, the higher that speed bonus will be for the nudist, or the for the artisan. I believe it's making stuff in a lot of these crafteries. But moving forward, I guess I should actually select this one. Confirm. So there's also a bunch of different maps. I don't have any mods downloaded, but I'm sure you can find even more different maps to generate if you really want to. So I've gotten to the point in the game where I can make a pretty decent city, but there is a whole other military mechanic that I've not really figured out, and that's something that we're going to be trying to do here today. So we are going to be making a city with the purpose of conquering everything and everyone around us and making a giant military city. So for that, we're going to need a lot of grain would be preferable. So I'm going to choose India here. And it's going to generate us a map. And there are a couple of things that we really want, because in order to make good weapons and armor, you're eventually going to need iron, which is the red ore that's right there in the middle with the 7% there. We're going to need coal, which is the black rock that's next to the gems. Clay will be useful. It will be needed, but it won't be something we need right away. But we do need wood. We need enough moisture to give us some arable farmland. And if you see that little message that it has on the bottom there where it says this location is isolated, that's something that we want to keep in mind, because that'll be what makes the whole conquering thing easier or harder down the line. So I'm going to try and find an area that is not isolated, but will have enough rivers that it will give me plenty of water to work with, or at least just enough water to work with, because I can do it on the coast as well. This could be good. Somewhere right around here. Gives plenty of forest. 40% of the land area is covered in forest. Lots of open land. Those pastures, that's how we'll be getting most of our meat. And 100% moisture, which means that it should be a really good position to actually start farming. So there are different ways you can actually change the tiles. So you know what? Actually, I think this will be fine. Instead of editing anything, we're just going to take it as it is. We've got a little corner over here that moves us along the river, and we've got plenty of actual surface area to work with. So these are our neighbors. This is me. Um, I am connected with this group up here in the north, the Amerians, and this group to the south, Verink. Verink. The Amerians, they are essentially wood elves. They're gonna be good soldiers, and the Dondorians, which are the dwarves, basically, they're gonna be here in the south. They're also good soldiers. Humans, our only real benefit is that there's a lot of us, but militarily they're okay. The Dondorians and the wood elves up here are kind of both better than we are. So we're just gonna have to be better. It gives little lore drops in those loading screens too. There is a decent amount of lore, I know, but most of it doesn't really come through in the game. But I know the Dondorians basically just appear fully formed and like adults at the base of mountains. So you can't. There is a mechanic where you can have like children, and there's births and daycares and all that stuff that we'll be getting into. But the Dondorians don't have that. They just have to immigrate, and that's like one of the things that you have to deal with. So what I'm looking for right now, probably be best if we stayed near the coastline, because as you can see, the soil, the darker the soil, the better it is for farming or agriculture in general. So even if I put ranches and stuff over here, they will be really good to actually have a good amount of production in them. So balancing that with good position on the road, because this is where all of our immigrants are going to come through. So if we start the city down here, we can pretty easily take off by building a bunch of farmland over here, and we'll kick it off with that grain. So we want to build on the worst soil. Sometimes it has bad foundations, and that makes it a little more expensive, but in this case I think we'll actually be fine, because we will also have a bunch of starting materials because we rolled over from another city. So that's all this stuff that we have down here. And each of these different people, they have names and like biographies and stuff. They're proper people who do things and are they have thoughts and different things that make them fulfilled. There are menus and menus and menus. Basically, these are just all the things that they want and all the things that will make them either happy or upset. Generally speaking, we don't need to use this menu because this is just in the individual person's menu. But we will be going to, firstly, our housing menus. So, well, I guess we'll do the building stuff first. That would probably be more important. So first thing we need are homes. And usually do longhouses. It doesn't really matter to how they feel which of these different houses you use, but the longhouses are the most efficient for your space, so I usually will just add it up with those and just build the city blocks and stuff out of the distances that it takes between the different housing blocks. So we only start with 10 pawns, but you get a lot of immigrants early on. So we're going to we'll stack this right on the other side of the throne. This will be our urban housing unit, and this will give us somewhere in the vicinity of 13, I believe, houses. So that's enough space to house 130 people. So we shouldn't have to add any more housing for a little bit, but we need to start adding the things that they're going to need living in the houses. So the wells, they are the earliest form of sanitation. It's also how they get their water. We need hearths because there are seasons, no matter which map you start on or where it is. And these hearths are how they stay warm whenever their temperature drops. And we will start with a speaker right here in the middle. I can't fuck that one space. It's just slightly off. That's fine. So these basic things are all they'll be looking for at the start. We'll go ahead and get them started working, and we will actually suspend some of these. So this just puts these jobs on pause so they can start working on the more important stuff first. Because they need to get all their basic needs met, and then they need to get their houses. We already start with plenty of food. We have some pottery over here. We have livestock. We have more than enough stuff to get us up and running. We just need to start developing our industry as quickly as we can to maximize as hard as we can. As much as I really want to do something with these gems, they probably will go unused for the majority of this time. Well, maybe we could start a gem mine and start selling those and make a mercenary army down the line. But for right now, we'll just speed it up. So I usually do it on the fastest speed, which is... Oh, there's an even faster speed. I see. Normally, I didn't even realize that there was a 250% speed. I normally just keep it on the 25% or 25 times speed. Oh, I guess my nearby people have realized I'm here. So this is the only time they usually do this. Your nearby people, whenever they first meet you, they will sometimes send you little gifts. We'll wait until they give us something first. But Ameria came and introduced themselves, so now we will introduce ourselves. We'll pay them a little bit of monies, and we will now be able to trade with them. So anything that we don't have early on, we can trade with our allies. And they do tend to specialize in things. So, like these guys have... so these are what they can do, like what they're better at doing. And there's another way that you can see what they currently have, but I don't think it's in this menu, and I'm not as well versed with this stuff. Oh, there it is. So I guess this is just all the stuff that I would be more able to get out of them. So if I needed more food, specifically, I'd be able to trade with them and get some more food out of them. But we will keep them working because you guys need homes. Oh, odd jobbers. That is anybody who doesn't have a specific job assigned to them. So the only job we currently have right now is the speaker. So as you can see, one of our people who live here, Jiv Freedsome, down there in the bottom right, he is assigned as a speaker. And as you make more jobs, your pops will automatically be assigned to them depending on the priority that you give them. So it is possible to have a very large metropolitan city with all kinds of different species. These are all the different species that you can get. But the Telapis are the wood elves. There are lizard people, the Amevias, that you can play as them. The Garthemes, they are bug people. That you make lots and lots of them, and they love war. The Dondorians are the dwarves. The Crotonians are basically orcs. Yes, I want to try Dwarf Fortress, Jordan. I just don't have it yet. It is on my list of things to get. This just happened to be on sale when Tyler was telling me about it, and I got hooked on it for a while. But yeah, I like that there is a me-coded thing, and yes, I very much like the spreadsheets. It makes me happy. I really need you guys to keep working on your houses, though. Oh, also, over here, this is the kind of loyalty meter at a glance that you can look at. It has different things that come up to the top of their mind whenever they're trying to think of things that could be better. But right now, what we're concerned about is over here, the number of immigrants. We're just going to authorize 100 people to be able to come here. Normally, you could just double click, which I'll go ahead and do on them if it has an arrow on there, and you can just invite them. I could just invite any of these other species as well. But right now, I just want to start with humans, and if I bring others, I might actually bring them in as slaves for right now. But until such a time, we will continue building the houses. There you go. They work during the day, so at night they like to take their time off. Oh, my name is Bob. I am just adorable. You know, we have a play over here called The Misery of Slivin. Oh, okay. So I am a charity case to you. Jan Blue, the second of Varink. Thank you for the stuff. So now I'm gonna say, please trade with me, because I'm a poor boy. We can now be trade partners. And now I can sell things to them and I can buy from them. So you can see when they finish up the houses that as soon as people are allowed to go into them, they'll generally just fill it up. So you don't have to worry about getting individual people to work in any individual place. They'll calculate themselves where they want to be based on how far they have to go for the services and the job that they do every day. So what we'll end up doing is we will have there will be a factory around probably here-ish, maybe. That will be our ration maker. And the ration makers are important because they are what makes the food that the armies will march on. And early on, the best way to make rations is by making a lot of bread. So what we'll end up doing is having a production chain where the ration maker is the closest to the urban center, and it will be connected by a pathway to bakeries that will sit in this general area, maybe 3 or 4 of them. And then surrounding them, we will have a bunch of grain farms. And hopefully, by streamlining the process downward, we will end it off with a warehouse or some kind of supply depot where the majority of the processed goods are going to stay, and then we'll set aside another one specifically for military stuff. But that will be long-term goal. Short-term goal, people need to eat. So we will go into distribution, and we will make some food stalls. So I like to make them to a template that can be easily replicated in relatively urbanized areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack these kind of front to... no, we'll do... So, the space is where they actually stand in front of it in order to do the service. So we will make one here, and we'll expand it a little bit because it has to have at least a little space for them to reach everything that's inside of it. So I have to leave this little strip open so it can reach inside. Or maybe, could I just... Nope, it won't allow that. So, yeah. So we have to leave that strip there. And that provides, up here you can see the number of services it provides. That's, it provides 24 services, which is enough to feed 96 people, which will be a good amount for us. We will scale that up over time, but that's a good amount to start with. I don't like that placement though, but what I'm going to do is, where is it? Where? The cat's doing stuff. There's some room blueprints. So So we're going to do this. And that copies the room blueprint. And we're just going to leave it there. So now we just need to go into that screen in order to print that blueprint. But I put it in the wrong spot. So we got to go here and go here and go here. And we're going to stick it where would be nice and pretty looking. We'll put it right... You know what? The road is most likely going to go straight through here. So in the interest of making like a big plaza area in between where a lot of the workers are going to have to go to for their food, we're just going to make two big... Damn it! I fucked that one up too. So cancel this one. Because I want them to be parallel. And stick that right there. And in between them, I will actually have shrines. It looks like they fit perfectly. So all of the pops that you have, they do have religious inclinations. We are going to turn off these two. Should I bring this one actually? So this one is like the big war one. Usually I have my pops that come here not allowed to have this religion and this religion. This one is just like literally chaos worship, and this one is like conquest and shit. And these two are like the god of agriculture and the gods of like productivity and enlightenment. But I might actually allow this one this time. The goal is to become large and militarily in charge specifically. I have not fully gone into the details of how military stuff works, so I am going to bring you guys along for the ride, and we're going to figure this shit out, because I find it interesting. So this one is the shrine to Krator, who is the god of agriculture. We will do a shrine to Athuri, which is god of enlightenment. And then we will stick on a shrine to Aminion, the god of conquest. And we'll just kind of have a little plaza block over here. We'll just fill it up a little bit more before we make some roads around it. So we're going to need... we can just go ahead and make a lavatory. That'll be important to have. And I'm thinking maybe out to here? You can make buildings too big. If you start making buildings too big, you start getting... Let's see if it would be better if I did it this way to showcase it. Yeah, this yellow right here in the middle, that's technically area that will take more resources to build anything that's in there. So usually with most rooms, which is what we're building right now, each thing that you make, it's called a room. You'll usually have to fill it with stuff, but like the yellow one, it'll cost more resources whenever you need more support in them. So generally speaking, a 7 by 7 is as big as you can get without things needing to... unless you make it rectangular. 7 width is the biggest. I hear the cat just scratching at the door. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Just scratching away. Would not stop. Very distracting. But since people are going to be walking along the road down this way, we want to keep the access to the lavatory along the way that the road is going to go. Technically, people can still come in through this way, though, so we'll just try to have an opening on all sides, actually. That's good. Not enough games have a latrine button, honestly. It's very important. But you also have to make sure that you don't have too many doors because then that decreases your insulation and that decreases the efficiency of your building. So we need to add enough basins, which are the actual hand washing stations. We'll do... we want them to be able to come in and out, so we'll do that. And the latrines. These people are like birds. They piss and shit at the same time. So we got enough latrines to provide 10 services, which is enough for 56 people. They have a clear path to all the entrances and exits, and they got a hand washing station right over here. So this should be scalable, and it should be relatively easy to stick into another urban center whenever we need another one. So we got the latrine, we got the religion. We can make a market. We'll fill this one up with a market. This will provide other home goods for them. And we'll just keep that. And that gives for 160. That should be fine. So as your city scales up, your people will expect more. And they'll want furniture. And furniture are extra resources that don't get circulated into your throughput for other buildings. Your pops will take them and they'll keep them in their house. So you don't want to give them furniture until you have enough to properly do your industry, but they will eventually want furniture. So you have to make sure you're scaling up enough that you can provide for what the people will eventually start just leaving your city because you're not providing them. There's this little space in here that I think I'm just going to decorate with something. We'll just add some pretty little trees. Pretty little trees. Tree. And we'll do a pretty little flower. Boop, boop. Happy little trees and happy little flowers. And now we'll let you guys get started working on it. What else do we need to start with? None of these. Got those. We'll need a mass grave. Just for now. It's gonna be important, though. It's important to have at least something to throw the bodies into early on. The people will eventually not be super happy with them, but you kind of need them. Those. Okay, and I guess we can get started on the actual farms. But first we will also add some forage orders, so they can only harvest on, actually, I think today and tomorrow. It might just be today, but it's, I believe, the third day of summer, because I believe each season it consists of 4 days. But it's late summer. We'll let them get this food, but honestly we have plenty. But normally you have to forage your starter stuff so that you can start your farms. But we are just gonna start making something rather aesthetic. Because one thing that your pops actually do like and prefer is roundness. They don't have any debuffs if your things aren't round, but they like it when your things are round. So for some of the larger fields, you can just make some big old elliptical shaped buildings, elliptical shaped fields. But we will make something bigger than that, because we are going to be, zooming out. With this overlay in particular, what you're seeing is actually the irrigation. So the darker the blue of the places that are irrigated, though that indicates more production on those tiles. So we want to maybe start over here. Oh. Start from the middle, expand it outward, and that should be a good size. We're just gonna nip off these buds here at the end. And there. We'll start with that, and then we just copy it over, and we're gonna leave 3 spaces in between them so that we can actually make some irrigation down the line. But until then, we're just going to have these in a row. And they're going to be surrounding a central hub location, which will have the bakeries. So we have those getting built. And as we get more jobs, we will have more people coming in, and we have just reached our population cap for the number of houses that we currently have built. So we're actually going to activate these houses so more people can start building those. Because more people are going to start coming in, and we officially have some homeless people. That -2 that we've got up there. And yeah, I do kind of also equate it with a petri dish. You can just see the, even if you slow down, you can see the actual dots where all the different pops are. So as we get up into like 2,000 pops, you just see the dots flowing around like ants or like water. Very interesting to see on the macro level. And there are different overlays you can use here for, where is it, path usage. It'll actually highlight the paths that the pops are taking, which as more pops go over those specific locations, you'll get to see where you need to build the roads, because you'll see people taking paths that aren't roaded, and as they're taking those paths, they'll actually be exposed to what's called, where is it, Wirax, which is basically a water tick. So when they're walking around in wet environments with no roads, their health actually decreases, and the chance of infection increases. It can be real bad when it scales up, and you got a whole lot of people living in a very close location. So you got the houses getting built. They are done and ready. We've got the Shrine to Krator, Shrine to Athuri, Shrine to Ominion. We got the lavatory, and they're starting on the grain fields. So with that, we will start on the road production. So this will be the big main road that will likely connect to everything else that is important in the city. And I will stretch it up this way. It's just going to be a dirt road for now, but as we get more resources, we're going to make a fully paved road, like proper Romans, our way. And we'll make that road up there, and we'll make a couple of bakeries that'll slot in this area. Probably, I might be able to fit 3 in here. Most likely it'll just be 2 though. So those are all the things that have been built. And now you can see over here why I was rushing to get some of that stuff done. Their food. So food can only count toward the amount that the pops see when they're stored somewhere. And that's going to be a common thing. Now that we have a lavatory, we're going to just hear them shitting. That's normal. But since I built the food markets, the food stalls, they're starting to store food in them, and that's where the pops can see that we do in fact have food. If you do not have food, the pops start getting very upset because they start seeing that we're starving, and they are not happy when they starve. So the next thing we're actually going to build is going to be our central food warehouse, which I'm just going to stick right... Whoa, hold on. You don't want to do that. We'll go back to logistics. I still had it on ellipse, so we're going to do rectangle. And we're going to space it out 3 tiles for the roads. And we'll do a 20 by 7. Like I said, the 7 is about as big as you can get before you need to start adding increased support. Theoretically, you can add like pillars by shrinking parts of the room, and that adds support to the areas around them. But since this will mostly just be for our main food stores, I'm not too worried about this one getting too big. The crates are what actually hold the different things that will have the storage. So you need to make sure that every crate is reachable. And you can just stack them like this. And we have 5,120-ish in storage. That's fully everything that can be stored. Everything just takes up 1 spot of storage. So that is the maximum number of things that can be stored. It actually won't let you... Whoa, there we go. It actually won't let you finish the building until it is possible to at least get into it. So we'll have to make some doors. Make them on both sides so it's easy to go through. And get her started. Whenever it comes up, we will officially have started to work on our logistics. Yay! Who loves logistics? I know I do. Oh, wait, you've already started building the road. So we're building the road. We've got enough houses to keep us going for another 20 guys that'll show up. So keep working. We got plenty of odd jobbers. It's going up. We are... Oh, okay, hold on. Time to start making some more houses. We've already gotten to 80. So we'll activate these houses. And the early production phase is where things start taking off relatively quickly. So I just like being able to see it. We're going to make some roads down in here too. Just so there's not a big muddy patch as soon as they come out of their houses. In a little bit too, we'll also start adding some benches, some torches, because they like having those as well. They like being able to see for some reason. And oh, some people have started to become sick. Perfect. Since it's early on, it's not really too big of a deal. But it is a problem that scales. So right now we're just tiny. We finished the mass grave, we finished the warehouse, and we finished our first grain farm. So what this warehouse is going to be, we're going to call it the food house. So this will only house finished food edible products. So that would be meat, bread, we'll add fruit, we'll add vegetables, we'll add fish, and I guess we'll add rations. But the main thing is going to be that bread. I'm sure we already have a lot of bread and meat, but we will also start expanding our palette as we go on. So the way you really optimize is by picking a few foods and focusing on those. But I want my people to be happy. So what ends up happening is every species has a list of preferences. And you see the food preferences right here. So humans, they like bread, they like meat, they like mushrooms, and they like eggs. Mushrooms, you have to basically dig into mountains in order to have adequate places to grow mushrooms. So usually it's not really very useful to try and farm mushrooms. Meat is a good resource because the things that produce meat can also produce other things like wool or leather. Bread, that's just a staple. We're going to need that for rations. And everything that is not those, they will still go into the food stalls, but they will be picked afterward. So their calculation for their food, they'll try to go to the food stall and they will attempt to find the food that they randomly roll out of their preferences. So let's say this person right now, they're hungry. They're currently fulfilling... Oh, that's probably just the storage that they're making meals, so I believe they work here, actually. But whenever someone comes through, they'll look at this stockpile of stuff that they have here, and they will have one of their preferred food items that they roll at random. If that food item is here, then they will grab that food item, and it will give them a certain amount of loyalty, a certain amount of happiness. If they don't find the food item that they are looking for, then they will then go secondarily to all of the other preferred food items that they have, and then after that it'll go to any other available food item. So generally speaking, if you want to optimize for one specific species, you just want to have the specific food items that they're going to prefer, because everything else is just going to be rolled lower, and it's really not going to be helpful unless you want it as like a backup food source. It's usually better to sell it. But we're going to try and do a little bit of everything, even if that just means that we aren't necessarily the 100% best at the specific things that we like. But we are still going to work on grain, and we're going to work on bread first and foremost, because we will be able to make a lot of it. And as soon as we get started making it, it will become a staple of our diet. So for this one, we'll leave... Actually, we kind of want to pack these in as tight as we can, so I'm just going to stack these right in here. And we'll go 6 by 18. I say 6 because a lot of the actual workshops, I'll show you with the oven, it's the shape of the workbench. So if you expand it out to 7, then there's a little bit of extra space that's off to the side. But if you do it by 6, you can have this sitting right here in the middle. You can have the auxiliary oven sitting against this wall, which, do we need one that's that big? Can we just do 4? Can we shrink it, actually? What I'm looking at is the efficiency up here. When you set up the workbench, you have to have the auxiliary workbench that adds the extra efficiency, and that scales by the number of workbenches you have. So that should be enough for that. And then storage will be what actually gets stored as production from the building. So I just have to make it accessible. Yeah, we'll just... I love that. I love it. So as they build the stuff, they will store it on this spot right here. And this spot right here. Okay. New plan. New plan. I'm thinking for efficiency's sake. The people are going to come in from the road. We're going to have the doors right here so that it opens up to the road. I'm thinking. Yes. Yes. So we'll do this, this, and I'll add one right here. For later, we'll add the ovens down here. We'll add the storage up here because it will be easier to reach as soon as they walk in. And then we have the auxiliary ovens right here, which will shrink down. There we go. That is a nice modular sized bakery. So we're just going to take this, we're going to copy it, and we're going to add another one right over here. I love the sound of a good fart. And what's important for here, where is it? Logistics. So this is where we're going to have to start adding haulers. So all these guys really need is grain. So this guy right here, his whole job is going to be to find all the grain and bring it right here, so that whenever these guys need extra grain to get started on what they're doing, they'll just have to walk right here instead of having to walk all the way over to any storehouse. That is how you maximize on the industrial availability of things. Because in this game, the storehouses are mostly just storehouses. You're not really supposed to use them as ways to get things from point A to point B. They do employ people, but for the industry, you really want to have a designated person whose job is to bring specific things to an area. And we'll add another one right in this little space, and this one's going to be a little bit more expensive, but it'll be okay. Because we really just need to stack it in here and make this little area all they really need to get to. Yeah, and there's space for a couple more things. Add the auxiliary oven and storage. We'll actually move this. The oven will go right here. And the storage will go right there. There! And we'll open it up here so they all the traffic flows up or into the central area before it goes out anywhere else. Logisticos! Yeah, it'll be slightly more expensive to produce because of that one little area, but it'll be fine. And we have a little space right here that I want to fill with something. Well, I guess we can add some. No, it's too big. It's too big. I want something with a 2 width. Oh, we can maybe add some benches. It's only 1 width, but in case people need to sit down, they'll have a place to sit down. And we'll add some more around anyway, because the people just really like them. The people also need to have some places to fulfill their needs when they're not at home. So I will add some more wells and hearths. That'll just be up here available to them while they're out in the fields. No, I think I did that wrong. Because I'm going to be making some irrigation that runs through there eventually. So where is it? Go here. Cancel jobs. This one and this one. We'll move this over so that we can leave a space right here in the middle. Because we want to be able to run an irrigation line that'll go, probably it'll end up running straight through the middle of this road, and it'll branch out in between and provide irrigation to anything that it runs near. And we have more houses. We currently have enough space for 33 more people. And we can get more people. So we are going to increase this to 130. And that should bring in enough people. We're getting more food put away. Everything's looking upward. The people are seeing industry happening. This is our hauler. We will fill you up with, where is it? Grain. And we got more hearths being built. And we're going to need to start making more houses here soon. Oh my god, that's a giant clay pit. This whole island's a giant clay pit. That'll be extremely useful later. thinking of developing this island. There's nothing on this island. This can be all fisheries. And this is more clay. And lots of gems. Gem mines make a lot of money. You can sell gems for a lot. We have 90 odd jobbers right now. Your warehouses, you can click this button and they'll automatically employ the amount of workers that they feel they need. I believe you can, yeah, you can do the same for your haulers too. But right now, there's not a whole lot of grain around, so there's not a whole lot of grain to grab. But you are the person who works there, and it looks like you are taking the grain. So you're doing your job. You are currently on shift. Got another hearth done. All these different resources we're gonna need to put somewhere. So I'm just gonna copy the food house, and on this side I'm gonna make the resource house, which will house our basic building resources. Mostly wood and stone. But as we go on, we will also need the stuff that fills up houses for furniture, and we will need actual furniture because that is a resource that we have to build, and we need to start getting lumber before we can start making furniture. Because the carpenters are also the people who make our spears, so they are very important, especially to us in the early game, and we probably actually want to try and start getting them. I love seeing it, and I love them. I love it when they move. So what you're seeing are the odd jobbers. They are all taking up the jobs at the hauler, or not the actual jobs, but they're seeing that there is grain on the ground and that there is a hauler here, and they don't have anything else to do, so they all decide they're going to go do that job. And I love watching them stream out because it's like a whole stream of labor that moves out and work on individual projects. They, generally speaking, will work together to accomplish something as quickly as they can, so you don't end up with like one person on 5 million different jobs and nothing gets done for 2 years. If there's a labor pool to get things done, they will all work together to get things done one at a time, which makes me so happy. These grain farms are getting up and moving. They employ 7. So we have 35 people who are currently employed as grain farmers. We have 12. That's another 12, 10. So we'll have 34 bakers. I think that'll almost entirely be our labor pool. Well, we still got plenty. We've still got 33 more. The bakery's up. The warehouse is up. Which, whenever you copy a warehouse, it'll also copy the settings. So we need to fix the settings. This is not a food house. So we will add wood. We'll add stone. Add livestock, we'll add clay, we'll add leather, add furniture, and I guess we'll add pottery. There's more stuff that we need to get, but for now, that'll pick up a bunch of the stuff that we got sitting on the ground. What we need to do is increase our urbanization. We need more people. So we'll make a nice big block. Yeah, we'll stack them right here. And we'll need 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 140 more houses, or 140 more housing spaces. Because as you can see over here, we have a lot of people who want to come. 40 people are waiting in line to come here. It's just they have no houses. You know what? Come here. Go ahead and come. You can build your house when you get here. They love doing that. Currently, their houses are made of mud, so I mean, no one's living like a king yet. Where's the nearest stone deposit? Ugh, it's all the way up there. We're gonna end up having to make a satellite city to get over to the stone deposit, but not really satellite city, like a satellite area. But we'll get there when we get there. It's not super important right away. So there's more housing. We need to start working on our wood supply. So we'll do a woodcutter. And I think we're going to try and divert some of the population who are going to live in this new tenement block. And we're going to move their labor down south as opposed to expanding over here into the farmlands. So we'll make this a big woodcutters area. Keep the storage right up here so that it's as close as possible to where the resources are going to be collected. Get the auxiliaries. These are the actual workbenches that we'll need, so we'll actually have to cut down trees in order to make room for them. But that should employ 53 people, which we probably won't have to employ 53 people in it off the bat, but we will eventually need to. Also, I have no idea if we have furniture yet. I would imagine some of it got carried over, but we also might not have had a whole lot when we carried over. We're full on leather, full on pottery. I have these bars over here. That's my actual storage. So all of those are full. Let's make another one, actually. Modular buildings! I love it. This is... work materials. 1. Okay, so we are going to need furniture to get our woodcutter started. So I guess I'm just going to go ahead and start importing, because we do have trade partners. But in order to import, we will also need to export, because that's how we actually make money. So we need to be making enough stuff to sell so that we can buy the stuff we need. So we need to get these bakeries up and running. And this is where we start seeing our fun bars. So currently we're making 204 bread per day. This is estimated based on literally per day, but there are other things like orchards. Orchards, they don't produce per day, they produce once a year, but it still stretches it out over the entire day. It stretches out the one harvest over the whole year per day, I guess, if that makes sense. You know what I mean. But we are making 170 extra bread per day. The decay that we have there is actually a bad number. It means that we are not using the production that we already have, and as we make more that doesn't get used, the amount that decays will also increase. So the decay is kind of the measurement that you'll have. What I use it for is a measurement of what you can have to sell. So let's let's see. Our food is going to get stored over here. So I am going to have our export depot. I usually like to have it a little bit closer to the road for thematic reasons, but I'm just gonna stick it right here, I think. And we can make this another little plaza area that'll start connecting this south area. These buildings do also make noise, or some of these. The grain farms, it doesn't look like they do, but I know the woodcutters do, and they generally make the people who live near them more unhappy, but fuck it. They'll deal. We're gonna have the export depot. That'll help us. That'll help us export the bread. We're not really producing enough grain for me to want to export that. At least not yet. This stores 3,052. Which is probably less than what I'm making right now. So I'm not too worried about making a grain silo, which will just be another workshop that I stick down here that specifically holds grain. But if we export that, we'll also need to do an import depot, which I'll stick right there. Add more people. Why not? More odd jobbers. They'll come. They love helping. And they're hauling shit. Bringing resource to the stockpile. Where are they hauling? Oh, it's probably more stone. More stone. Is there anything I can add right now? Oh, now's a good time. I can just start looking at the things that my people want. So this is access. You can see their food preference. Right now it's fairly high because I still have a good supply of the foods that they actually like. Food days. They like knowing that they have enough food to last for a while. I believe it maxes out at 16 days. But generally speaking, you want to have as much food as possible, especially early on. We're not going to worry about the furniture right now, but we are going to look at the services. So with services, you have the access, which is there enough to theoretically handle everyone, is there enough of them? Proximity is, am I around them enough to make use of them? And quality is, it's pretty straightforward. And then upgrades. Some of the buildings can be upgraded to provide better services that will just make them happier. Food stalls will be one of the first things that we try to upgrade, but we need pottery before we can do that. It'll just make people happier for using the food stalls. So, it's very useful. Most of the buildings that they need have overlays like this. This is the actual food stall overlay. The brighter the white, the more access people have to food stalls. And because everyone basically has to go through this area right here, everyone has access to it. Everyone walks past it every day. And it's got enough services to make sure everybody's taken care of. So I don't have any issues with it. If they don't have access, there's actually a red overlay that starts showing, but we don't have that right now, which is a good sign. So we'll just advance some more, because I need you guys to start making the import stuff. That's export. Oh, here's my annual report. Give me a second, Jordan. The annual report, it'll actually show you a yearly report of your net increase or decrease of every resource that you have. As you can see, we have gained a lot of people this year. Almost all of our population we gained this year. And all of this stuff is stuff that we have used and we are currently not getting. Fiber, no, not fiber, grain. Currently we are using 1,200 and we produced this year an average of 235, but I think that's just because we got grain that we pulled up from the ground. We haven't had an actual harvest, so that actual number doesn't show in that because it wasn't collected. We got warehouse just came up and running, and that's just a copy of the other warehouse. So that's why all the people are gathering the more stuff to stream over into that one. We will start exporting bread when we get here. So this allows you to show how much you want to have, how much of your supply do you want to have filled before you start selling stuff. That will be a thing that we'll have to fine tune later on. But because we're going to be making a whole shitload of it right now, we're just going to have that up to 70% of our stockpile. So once our stockpile of bread reaches 70% of what we're capable of holding, we'll start selling excess. So they're doing that. I would start accepting more people, but right now I don't have enough jobs for them. I guess I could start on a fishery, just to have extra food. Oh, and skinny dipping, I guess I should mention. They do actually like to skinny dip. They just need some kind of swimming facility. There's one person skinny dipping right now. It's just their version of swimming. They don't have swimsuits, they just take their clothes off and they swim. But sometimes they just have a desire to. And especially whenever the temperature is hot outside, especially during the summer, or right now, I guess, we have a temperature of plus 15, which is relatively high. So people are going to want to go skinny dipping. Like, these guys are going to go skinny dipping right now. It's why I started off closer to the water, because they'll start getting more unhappy if they don't get the option to. And the farther you are away from the water, they'll still go to do it, but they will spend literally all day to go over to the beach just to go skinny dipping, and then they'll go home and they'll be like, I'm starving because I haven't seen any food all day. So it's just better to have your settlement closer to water whenever you can help it at first. There is... where is it? There's a whole water menu that we'll start working through soon. But the water pumps actually fill up the pressure in your water system, and then the canals take it to where you need it to. The culverts are similar to the canals, it's just that you don't have to have actual canals taking the water from point A to point B. It's just if you are in range of the water pump, and you build the culvert, then it'll extend the range of that water. So you don't have to have nearly as much overland taking up space. What else do we want to start with? Oh yeah, we're going to do fish. So we have aquaculture, we have a fishery, and I'm just going to say all of this over to here. It's not a whole lot of fishery. We'll expand it some more. Scratch that. New idea. I'm going to build a road, and we're going to make it 3 width. And we're going to go down here, and we're going to make a bridge. We're going to go over to this island over here, because this island is nothing but fisheries. Or it's got the opportunity for me to just have a shitload of fisheries on here. I could also make a road that goes onto this island. And this one's a big clay pit. I could have 2. You know what? I have decided I will make a big road big road system. We're just going to go through here. We're going to have a small fishery that's going to be on this island. This one is going to be split in half with clay pits. And this island over here is going to be a big fishing island. So I'm going to make my first little satellite facility. We'll go down here. And people will live here, and they will call it home. Work, my peons, work! Delicious. Oh yeah, and you guys who just moved in, you might want a road, so I guess I could provide that for you. We'll link that up to the main road. Link this up, and we'll fill in those little spots in the doorways too while we're at it. So you don't have to wipe the clean off your shoes whenever you're entering someone's building. And we'll go down here too. What is this? Oh, shields. Oh, I do have proper weapons and stuff. Is there anything we need to do right now? Is there anything you people need right now before you fucking explode or shit yourselves to death? You're good on food stalls. You could use another speaker. Probably over this way. I can do that. Entertainment. Speaker. I don't have anything going on over this way, so I'll just stick it right here. That's a speaker. What else do you need? More services. It's a bunch of stuff we just don't have access to yet. Market. The proximity's low, but, like, it's right there. I might have to add another one down here, though. We'll see. We'll get to it. I could start making... Yeah, I think I'm going to start on research stuff. So here's the main reason why I wanted to roll over from my old city. So this is our technology stuff. Technology is extremely important. It's the main way that you increase the efficiency of the things you do. That and nobilities, but we're not going to get into that right now. But there are 3 different research points that you use. There's innovation, knowledge, and administration. Innovation typically will be what directly affects your production buildings. Innovation is what you use to like increase the bakeries or the grain farms, that sort of stuff. Knowledge, I believe, is more used for research stuff and administrate, or yeah, I believe it actually increases administration. But knowledge allows you to get more knowledge-y stuff, and administration is more macro level stuff. That's stuff that we'll need when we're properly using an empire. But each point of research that you put into stuff, when you roll over into another city, you get those points back. And so I don't have to have a research facility in order to get points like I would starting off. So what we're going to start with is a whole bunch of grain production. We're just going to bring it all the way down here. That's a whole bunch of extra grain. We're going to start on... Where are you? Bakeries. Make a lot of bread. We're going to learn how to make rations really well. And we also need... What else do we need? I want to use some type of meat producer. The indolents are pigs. All they make are livestock and extra meat. They make the most meat out of the different breeds of meat animals. But they don't make anything besides livestock and meat. The Ankhs, they will also make wool, which can be used in tailors to make fabric and stuff, and the fabric can be used to make clothes. The Aurochs, they are more meant for producing livestock, and they also make a decent amount of meat, but not as much as the Indolent. But they also produce leather, and leather is a thing that we will need for armor. And the Globdians, they're big lizards. They are the only way that you can actually get eggs, and eggs are one of the things that humans really love to eat. So I think I'm just gonna focus on the Aurochs for right now, because having the leather and the meat together, I think, will be more efficient for us as a martial society. Because we will need that leather to make our leather armor, and they also go into making our shields. And we want to have a very well-equipped fighting force. Speaking of fighting force, I'm going to start making a training ground. This is where our soldiers actually get made. So they go from odd jobbers to proper soldiers in one of these. And we'll make a 6. And we're going to stick it right next to this new tenement housing district. And we get 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll decrease this just a little bit. Perfect. So this building can currently train up to 52 people at a time, which is a pretty decent amount. So we'll just add entrances on both sides, and these in the middle. Stupid fly. And there. We'll build that, and we are going to... This is our military screen. We'll have to disband this one and disband this one. We will have one group whose job is to patrol around the city and provide proper protection. We'll just keep 50 of them for right now. And we will increase their training, which is, we'll do that up to 50%. You gotta properly train your people. Even if you give them weapons and armor and stuff, if you don't train them, they will crumble if you do any actual combat. And this will be the group that will go to war. Also in our research, we have our knowledge. Knowledge does a bunch of these other very important techs. Like this one's a stage, that's better entertainment that the people will like. I'll just go ahead and get the upgrades for the food market and the proper market. We'll get the hospital and the physician so that people can get some prophylactic treatment. I also like to do the asylum. You actually need the ration makers to keep the asylum going, but humans in particular will go crazy, and you have to fix them in the asylums. Unlock the swimming pools and paved roads, so now theoretically we can make paved roads, but we don't have the stone to do it, so we're not going to do it yet. And what else? Do we want to spend on anything else right now? I could do graveyards. And this would be the upgrades to the shrines, actually. Yeah, we'll do the shrine upgrades. What does that actually take? I don't usually get to that point. Oh, that just takes furniture. That's perfect. We're going to be hitting it along the way. We got plenty of jobs. We got plenty of food. How much food are we making now? We're making 150. Well, there we go. The bonuses kicked in and it fucking tripled the amount of food we're making a day. We still don't have a proper storehouse for our grain, though. So I think I will actually make a copy of the food house. And we're just going to fill this with nothing but grain. We're going to make another grain farm. And we are going to stick it right here. It'll give us some more jobs. It'll give us some more grain production. And once there's a warehouse that actually stores that, we'll see how much we're having in throughput. Because right now it says we're barely making any, but we also haven't had a harvest yet. These guys are working. Speaker up there. Why not? Just do a fishery on here. You guys like to fish, don't you? Perfect. What do you need? That's enough of it. Yeah, we'll do 100 efficiency there. Can I just stick... I can't stick it right on the edge. Very rude. That'll work. It'll hold 248 fish. So that'll just be a supplement for the food stores that we already have. And I'll probably have to get a hauler and grab stuff over there. But we'll worry about that in a little bit. I will do this little thing though. It's kind of a little... Oh, I've almost totally forgot. Janitors. Janitors are actually really important. So over time, as buildings get used... Let me see if I can show you one. So there's that little hammer that's right there underneath the workload. It's your degradation, your degrade rate. So over time, as people use a building, it'll start to degrade. And the more it degrades, the less efficient it will be. I believe down to 50% efficiency. The janitor's job is to fix the buildings and make sure they don't go to shit. So I need to find a spot where I can make a janitor happen. So I think I'll just do it right here. It doesn't need to be very big. It just needs to have a couple of workstations. We'll shrink this down a little bit. Workstations and utilities. Perfect. We have a door here. And a door here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm streaming right now though.
Any chance that you'd love me enough to drill Sergeant, your nephew?
Right now?
In 5 minutes?
What do you need?
Him and Easton got in a little fight outside. And because he decided to be a little bully to Easton, I decided that he was going to pick up his Nerf darts by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not about to make Easton go and pick up his toys for him after he bullied him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's whining and crying to the world that it isn't fair and that he doesn't want to pick them up. And they're scattered all over the road, all over the yard, all over Easton's yard.
So he's mad that Easton won't pick up after him.
Yes. That Easton won't help him pick up.
Interesting. Okay.
And if I continue on this route, my blood pressure is going to fucking skyrocket because I can't, I'm already shaking.
Fair.
But
Okay.
I also can't just leave them out there either.
Mm-hmm.
But if I go and pick them up, I told him if I go and pick them up, they're in the trash. So he's having some very difficult situations right now.
Mm-hmm. I can deal with them. You want to entertain the stream?
I don't know what to do.
Well, if I'm going to be going to help him, I won't be playing this, so you can see any of my other games if you want to play something. Otherwise, I might just have to...
Let me see what he says after 5 minutes, because I gave him 5 minutes to chill out and make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can continue playing for like another 4 minutes.
Okay, just let me know. This needs furniture too.
For some reason, he loves listening to you more than me.
It's a little shithead sometimes.
He just likes to scream at the level of fear, and they do. How many ways can I tell you and explain to you that this situation is not always going to be fair for you? And even then, you're the one that helped bully him. It's not going to be fair. It's a punishment for a reason.
Yeah. Honestly, it sounds like that sounds very light in the way of punishments for that sort of thing, in my opinion.
Oh no, I told him that if he doesn't go out there, if he doesn't make the right choice to pick them up, he's not going to his hockey camp tomorrow. He's grounded from everything, and all of his electronics and TV are taken away.
Yeah, totally fair. Jordan's in here. He's saying just say jokes.
Okay. I don't know what kind of jokes I got though.
I'm sure you got knock-knock jokes. You got Sam jokes. I'm sure he's given you enough. Got a couple tucked away just in case. He'll figure it out.
Ethan happens to be out there. Just tell Ethan not to talk to him anymore.
I can do that. Shouldn't be too difficult.
Let's see if Shelly's home.
I need to put a hauler up here so that we have a place for the fish to go when we start getting trawled up. I'll just stick it right in here. Perfect. Perfect spacing. I'm going to need to end up having a bit more storage space for it, but this hauler will actually bring up enough that we can fill up the food house with it and just directly tie it to that. So we do have people working it, it's just not daytime yet. We need to, I think, start another town over here. Okay. I will not hide my ire with the boy. He steals me away from my stream. How dare he? Strike him like the Krev. Do I want it facing that way? No, I don't want it facing that way. I want to cancel this. And we're going to try that again. I'm going to be not stupid and have them walk directly out into the surf every time they leave their home. Although some people pay premium for that, but it's not what I want here. We'll have the people living here. This is all rock, so as they clear this up, that's actually rock that I'll be able to store. But right now, I just need to have some stuff for them to fulfill their needs. So another big well. Do a nice big hearth here. And yeah, we'll have to add another janitor over here. Let's stick it right here. And we got people moving. That's nice. The odd jobbers will do it pretty easily. There is a thing I can do. This workstation here, it'll automatically place a little spot that odd jobbers will congregate around, and they'll just do work in the area of it, which is usually really good for when you start these little towns, but it is not the priority at the moment. Because we have enough odd jobbers that they'll just do it. It's better if you're running a little bit thin and you still have a bunch of stuff that you need to do, but you need people specifically to focus on it. I only recently just found out that you can actually change the prioritization for jobs, but it has to be actual jobs, not like construction jobs. It has to be like a farmer or a fisher, that sort of thing. Oh, we're seeing the harvest. It's finally started. We're collecting a whole bunch. It'll be... Yeah.
You gotta leave your house. You gotta leave that cover in here.
I'm still here. I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor. Feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time. Picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you guys might actually want a proper food market over here. Yeah, I need to make you like a little plaza. We'll do food stall, and we'll just add a market. I should add, yeah, just add the market. There's gonna be a fair number of people over here. I'd rather just consolidate it all. There we go. Roads. Roads. And we'll start on the fisheries. Once I never could have hoped to win, and stuck down the road and leave me again. But you made me let it cut me down, and if our love was just a circus, you'd be a clown by now. You know, I'm still standing better than I ever did. We're going to leave this spot open so I can have a path that'll potentially go straight up through here and over to the mainland, just because this whole island is all clay, and clay will be important for our pottery, and pottery is important for basically all higher tier development buildings, because our people need to be happy enough, and we need to have good enough food stalls that people stay happy. So we can make all of this big fishery, big fishing town. storage. Auxiliaries. There we go. That'll be 11 fishermen. And just go ahead and make another row here too. I'll run all the way through. This way. That way we can just use all of this for the fisheries. Because I don't really want to have to develop over here. I'm doing it kind of like this just because they have to clear each individual tile that you're going to be building with. So if I were to just do this whole peninsula, they'd have to clear all of this extra space out here too, even though we're not really going to be using it. Just put the storage here, and auxiliaries here. There you go. More fish. I'm going to need to put some religion over here too. Fuck me. We need to start importing furniture. So currently we're just going to try and shoot for importing 80 items at a time. This is how much it costs each. Some people charge a lot more. But this is how much money we have, so maybe that'll be enough to tide us over for now. We are selling some bread, which is a good sign. It means that we have enough bread to sell. We're getting a shitload of food coming in. Oh, that's the food getting actually stored from the bakery, I see. And probably fish? Has the fish started coming in? I do have a fisher. So they are producing fish, so that does also help with food. How many? We have plenty of space. How many people want to come in? 75 people. Fuck it. Come on, open the doors. Jesus. It's an immigration wave. What was that? Okay, so this is what it looks like whenever it's not being provided for, but I think that just means the food hasn't gotten to the stalls yet, which should be okay. Because the odd jobbers will fill up the stalls with whatever's available first. They're bringing it over. They're bringing wood for the fisheries, and they're probably about to get started on actually building them. They're doing it up here. All the odd jobbers are coming over here. It's fine. They'll start filling up these little houses. Oh, they got on their union mandated break and all started hanging around. Okay, fisheries are up and running. So we have a good amount of food production already. Fine on grain. Extra bread is being stored in this warehouse. And this is a secondary bread warehouse. So we could either expand our grain production, or we can start figuring out, yeah, we have a decent amount of decay that's going on in there. I know we're selling bread, but the more you sell the bread, actually, the more the price goes down, because you can flood the market. So I'm going to try not to sell a super huge amount, And we're just going to start on ration makers. So ration makers, we'll do 16 by 6. Because we have this workbench. And we'll do... that might be enough. Of course we need furniture for it, but... it needs to be bigger. Stretch this out another 3 maybe. And then auxiliary station. There's that. And for the actual workbench, can I just do this? No. No, I cannot. Because then I won't have enough space for the storage, so that'll be fine. There. Set that right in the middle. And we need a door, door, I guess. And door. Construct. Roads. Roads. Enrodinating. Rhododendron. Fishers are good. I'm assuming we're doing some stuff. Yeah. As the furniture is actually coming in, they are going straight to the construction projects. So we're just not getting a whole lot at a time, but they are slowly getting here. But we have a ration maker. And I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to switch it to a carpenter. And we're just going to do the exact same thing, except these guys are going to make furniture. And we don't need furniture to make a carpenter, so this carpenter should just start producing all the furniture we need. Add more people, why not? Damn near tripled our population this year. But we're gonna hold off on adding more people for right now. Because I don't know if our food supply will be as sustainable with this many people. We'll have to wait until some numbers start coming in. The last thing we need is to start having more people than we have food for. That causes a cascading effect of problems. Carpenters are working, making 9.2 pieces of furniture per day. Is useful, is useful. We got a lot of stuff that needs furniture at the moment. Latrines were the most important thing that we need the furniture for, so I just made sure to at least get one of those to start with, because those are absolutely necessary for keeping people healthy. We're going to need another one over that this way, though. Do I want to do it right now? Yeah, fuck it, why not? We'll just go ahead and make it. Stick that right here. And easy access for everyone. There's a lot of odd jobbers living out this way. It is possible to assign places for people. Like, you can assign places where you want your odd jobbers to live, and they'll automatically switch to whatever jobs are available as they become available, if there are permanent jobs to be made available. But generally speaking, I don't feel like I need to. I think it handles itself pretty well without having to do that. I might just add a well here, just because it's sitting here, be an empty space, and I'm sure the people would like to have something. Throw a hearth down here. And fuck it. We'll add some benches. There. You're welcome, peons. Your lord thinks of you. Well access is fine. I can add another well out here. Everywhere else seems more or less fine, though. I could add some over here, though. Maybe. Maybe. It's not in dire need right now. I'd really like to get that training ground up and running, though. But we're kind of spreading ourselves out. So how about we suspend this job, and suspend this job, and suspend this job, and this one. So once the furniture comes in, it's just going to go straight to this one. And then once we get more, we'll go from there. Because we need to get our military moving. Gain divine powers and craft my own world to lord over. I have another game that's called World Box. That is just a big giant simulator where you literally just make your world and you are a god as you watch things happen. Over time, things... oh, you mean IRL. Get me some artifact of unparalleled magical power and I will reshape the universe to my will, yeah. I am just looking for an opportunity. Consider this my resume, actually. As you can see, I am very well equipped with figuring out what the people need and what the people want. And I feel if you give me the opportunity to be your lord and master, I don't think I'll let you down. Actually, I know I won't let you down. My therapist says I need to be more confident in myself. Attach that road right over there. Attach this road right over there. Still don't have enough. Look at those. Oh, that's not it. There we go. That's that last furniture we needed. And they're making it. Now we're finally about to start with a proper military. A little tiny bit in storage. We'll just wait a second. We have 8 now. And we'll use that last 8 to make the ration maker. I feel as though there are some people who are capable of properly just being good people. There are a couple of examples in history where there are people who are just given the absolute power and they just say, no thanks, I don't need it. Rome had one. His name was Odenathus. I believe this was during the time of the Parthians still, before they became the Sassanids. They were threatening the East when there was a whole big kerfuffle going on in Rome, as there usually was. And they were like, we don't know how we're going to defend the entirety of the east of our empire. And Odenathus just stepped up and was like, I'm the governor of this area. I got this. And he did, in fact, got this. He beat the shit out of the Parthians, and the people... He basically had the mandate to start his own Eastern rebellious empire if he really wanted to. And then he just decided to go back to his farm, his latifundia, and he was like, nah, I'm good. George Washington, similar. He could have been made king of America. He really could have. But he just went back to Mount Vernon. Haha. went back to his home, died on his farm, basically. Me, I don't know. I feel like it would be fair if I did go mad with power for like a week. I think everyone would understand. I don't think I would get too much flack for it. Because at the end of it, everything would be okay. Because I'd be in charge, of course. As much as I want to say I would totally be 100% fine, I would need an adjustment period. I would need, like... I would need my first week to do what must be done. And then after that, I feel like I would be beneficent. But there are some people who deserve wrath. And it is their lot in life that I shall give them. I think the people want a stage. But where am I going to fit a stage? I haven't really made a spot for a stage. I'd prefer it to be around where the most people are going to be, which is in this general area, but the plaza's already been mostly filled. Oh, my first crime. It's usually not a big deal. I'm usually not big enough to the point where crime is actually something that properly matters. But for the stage, they can enter from any side. That's too small. Maybe I'll make another area down here. I've already started on it. Make it look nice and aesthetic. Nice and aesthete. Do you guys want anything? I mean, you guys still need the market. You need the laboratory. Never mind then. This is more important. We need wood production so that we can get the carpenters properly running. We have a lot of wood that's just sitting around, but we're not actually collecting any wood. It's just... Eventually, we'll run out of what's sitting on the ground, and we need to start properly getting our own supplies. All that grain goes straight there, goes straight inside the bakeries. It's a beauty to behold. Minimizing the distance that they have to travel is the important bit. Oh, the woodcutter got up and running, and it immediately employed everyone that it could. We don't need that many people making wood, I think. How much are we making? 61, actually. You know what? That's fine. We do have a surplus, but that's fine. So, in the meantime, I'm going to start upgrading the buildings. So right now I have everybody living in mud buildings. The only people who like the mud buildings are the lizard people. Humans they're the second on the left on the bottom. They don't like it. So we're going to start upgrading some buildings to wood because they at least somewhat like that. The end goal being stone buildings, but grand buildings are what they prefer, but that requires a lot of cut stone, and that is down the line. We are not there yet. So I'm just going to work on upgrading all of their homes to proper wooden homes, which is easy because they don't have to go and do it as a job. I can just upgrade the structures itself, or themselves. And there we go. There's more. I gotta go down this way too, but that's basically all of the wood that we have. So they're gonna have to pick up some more wood before I can do it again. And we just got to the point where people are training in the training ground. We currently only have 13 odd jobbers, so I'm gonna invite some more people 27 people. We can allow that. And we're starting to get to the tipping point on our loyalty. So we need to really start looking at the access to stuff. The food preference is starting to go down because we're running out of the meat and the eggs that we had brought over from the last city. Oh, there's some cut stone over there. Pottery. But we need a stage. Oh, the stage only just started, so people have barely figured out that the stage is here, so that's fine. Do we need more wells? Wells are fine. Need more markets? Could actually use more. Oh, it's probably because of the one in the south. Benches. We could use more benches. It's not a huge deal right now. Need a hospital. Need a hearth. What about the hearths? It's just the proximity that's the issue. Okay. Well, I think you people just need to fucking chill then. Because some of this stuff you're wanting, we just don't have it yet. We need to get a physician up and running. We need to get a hospital up and running. But I think for both of those, we need fabric. Now that uses tools, so we'll have to import those. Physician. That just uses furniture. So we will use those. We'll have a guy right here. And actually, I'm going to make this a little bit more interestingly shaped because they require some different stuff. Oh, do that. This is 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we'll do. Oh. Because the workbenches are where the people actually... Oh, nice. This is a thing that happens. So as you employ more people in an industry, the combined boost makes more stuff. So snowballing your industry is important if you have a specific thing that you want to do. But right now, we are good. We just need to get this physician's office up and running. Those, and we need to get some of these. I think we're gonna need more. Yeah, we're gonna need more. We're almost there. How should I do this? I can do this. No. If I do this, that brings it up to 95. Damn it. Where are you gonna go? Can we go here? Perfect! We did it! So we will add the doors right here, right here, right here, and right here. And that should increase our health so we don't have horrible, horrible diseases. Make some more roads down this way so people can easily access the things they need. We'll fill this little area with some benches. And we'll make a tree. Or, no, that's a flower. That's a flower. Tree. No. I don't want the tree right in front of the bench. We want the tree. And then we do the flowers. There we go. And And that should also increase our happiness. How's our religion doing? I think this means people don't have enough of them. Oh, so these provide bonus. I didn't even realize. These actually provide bonuses depend. Oh. See, I didn't even realize. So each of the different religions have bonuses that they provide to different buildings. This one increases the lifespan of my people and the health of my people. Interesting. And these guys, they want to go and hit. And they say, do not hit me. So maybe I shouldn't allow them. I have not prepared to incorporate them into my pantheon yet, though. We should not need to import any more furniture right now. So I'm just gonna stop importing. And at this point, I think is a good time to start on the nobilities. So, besides the technologies, the nobilities are the biggest bonuses that you can have to any individual job. So, get out of this one. There we go. What I'm gonna do, this guy works at one of the grain fields. I'm going to promote him. He will be elevated. He will become a lord. And then I'll go into this screen, and I will upgrade him after I assign him to the grain fields. So he is now the master of grain farms, and each time you rank them up, it increases the production of their industry. So right now, they're at negative 62 per day. We'll give that a little bit to roll over. And that's going up, up, up. So that increased it to about 48. We'll just level you up again, because this is kind of the basis of our economy. So we need the most raw goods that we can make. We'll wait until tomorrow so the numbers roll over again. And the harvests are still only made once a year, obviously, so it can only help us after this coming year's harvest. But we just want to be at the point where we are positive. There we go. And as long as we're positive, I know that we'll always have enough to make more food if the need should arise. But right now, we are making food out of the bakeries, and then the bread is going to the ration makers, which means we are getting plenty of rations, and the rations have the slowest decay rate of any... Oh, this is just telling us that we can resettle, which we already did. We don't need to do that. The rations have the slowest decay rate of, I believe, any individual item. So this food will last the longest, but we still only want to use as much as we have to. How many proper soldiers do we have? We have 22 proper soldiers right now. Still training 52. And we're training them up to 50%. So we are fine for now. We need to get another person who can run the bakeries. We need a Leon Enka. You have been promoted. You are now the Lord of Bakeries. There you go. Make me proud. Now that will massively increase the throughput of my bakeries, which is fine because that is also going through my ration makers. But I think my issue is that increased the amount of grain that was being used. So we are just going to make some more grain farms. We'll just add another 3 of them. There we go. through here, and a road up through here, and a road right there, and a road right there, and a road right there. I guess just run it all the way through. We'll still eventually get some irrigation up in here, but not a main priority. More people. We could use more people. Oh, that's a lot of homeless people. Okay. Okay. I need you guys to tell me who's homeless. It should show you. Not those. You're telling me there's homeless people, aren't you? No? Am I stupid? I actually don't know why that says -39. That usually indicates that you have homeless people. But it's currently telling me that I don't have any homeless people. Just available? 47 available housing. 343 that are housed. But I have 400. So then why is it not counting them as homeless? Is it just because they haven't gone to try and look for a home yet, maybe? Not sure. We'll figure it out. If it makes people unhappy, I'm sure they'll tell me about it. And we're just gonna up our grain farms again. I want a massive increase. Massive increase. Our wood comes from here. And it really does just come from right over here. And this is furniture. Can you actually just grab it from over here? I'm curious. I need to figure out where they're actually grabbing their wood from whenever they do their jobs. They make sweet music. Okay, so they're just going out and grabbing the wood off the ground. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a hauler. We're gonna make it nice and big, nice and girthy. And we're gonna stick a lot of wood right over here. That way, at the very least, they can start grabbing all the wood from the ground and consolidating it in one place. And then start pulling it out of the wood cutters, because this is gonna fill up. And when it gets filled up, then these people are just gonna be sitting here with nothing to do. And I will not have such inefficiency. Wood. There it goes. Grab it all. Grab it all. Okay, now the plebeians are realizing they're homeless. So we'll make another housing area down here, and we'll make them. I think we'll just make this another plaza area. I think that's what we were planning on doing anyway. We'll do. Actually, we'll do it this way. And just do them back to back. That should fit another 80. And we'll do another housing block alongside it. We'll leave them a really good wide area. Add another food stall. Very walkable. That's the goal. Who doesn't love a good walkable city? Market? The people who don't like good walkable cities are the same people who deserve my wrath. They are the ones who deserve the things that will happen to them when I get my genie wishes. Look at all that wood. And there's so much just sitting around. Well, at least they're doing stuff with it. And actually, I think we've gotten to the point where we've got enough wood. So you guys can start, I guess, putting some wood in your houses. And we'll start you off with 2. That ought to make you happier. So now that they actually have access to it, they can go to the market and they can start buying the wood. And they will put it in their houses as furniture, and it will upgrade their houses. So there's a little bit here, but it starts, you can see how they have the upgraded floors. They start looking better as they get more stuff in there. And it starts making them real happy. As long as they stay happy, and we keep working hard, and we can have some people whose job is to go out in the fields, and other people whose job is to go out and hit. And at the end of the day, that's what we want. There's more aurochs over here, but I guess I should start on the aurochs. We did put points into that. Yeah. So we're going to make some aurochs pastures. These I won't keep as round, but I will try and keep them neat looking. Because they're going to be big expanses of field. It's not even that big, but and we'll just keep these right here. And there you go. And we'll just copy that right over her. And we've got more. Road. I have someone at my border claiming to know you. She is a fellow and goes by the name of Razortooth Walla. Looks kind of funny if you ask. Okay, so this is the first raider. We don't have weapons right now, so I can't fight them off. We have the capacity to make weapons at this point, but we don't have any weapons made yet. So I will pay up, especially since the resources that they're asking for is not that bad. It's just wood and a little bit of money. But my goal is to not have that ever happen to me again. So we're going to make... we can't make that one. I also hate negotiating with terrorists, so we are going to innovate. That has spurred me onward toward knowledge. So, where are you? Where are you? Administration. We're going to make a library. Which is actually a thing that humans in particular are very good at doing. They make knowledge very well. So we're going to make a little university up here. And we'll stick these right in here. And that has enough space to employ 36 workers, give 36 innovation. Boop. 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 You're insulated. You got your stuff. The only thing they really could use extra is clay, but that uses a lot of clay. And I don't feel like trying to get a clay pit going just so I can throw it all away into my research. Not to say that research is throwing anything away, but if you start researching stuff with like laboratories, then you have to maintain that production because they're actually making your points. If you invest those points and then you stop doing the actual researching, then you go into negatives with your research points, and your people start getting actively stupider. We had an eclipse, so it just makes the people want to pray more for a little bit, and then once they're done, it'll make them more loyal. So generally not too big of a deal as long as you've got the religious buildings to keep you tided over. How many people want to come here? Like 70 people. Jesus. Fine. Helpful advice. Okay, thank you. I have problems with rooms worked. What rooms do I have problems with? What is it? Problem. Workload is low. Unavailable stuff. Unavailable grain. Unavailable bread. That's fine. We're fine. We're fine, guys. We're fine. I understand all this. You need furniture, though. Really, we do just need more furniture production. The people are happier. The loyalty's increased. The gods have brought the sun back. Good. Turn that one off. We need more carpenters, so I'm just going to add a row of them down here. No, well, I have all the wood up there. It'd be better if I could just... Maybe I can just stick it right here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick it right here. That way it can be a little bit closer to the hauler I already have here. It gives me an excuse to make this road. We got 51 soldiers up. We're still training more. Got a shitload of odd jobbers. The physician's almost done. That's good. The people are about to get healthier. Oh, we're out of grain. I see. Just pick some more up. Oh, we're harvesting now. Perfect. I was actually about to get a little worried. So that'll start up the next grain farm, or the next 2 grain farms, and that should give us enough bread to get through this year. And next year we'll have some meat to go supplementing it. We've already got a little bit of fish that's going through, but every fish that we get gets eaten. More people in the grain farms, so that's more grain. Perfect. That's actually really good for us. We have so... You guys. I know it's there to be used, but like... Can you muffle it? Can you like stick a sponge in there or something? They're making the pasture. You guys aren't done. Guys. There you go. There you go. And how many lives? We have 132 livestock. So this is actually how you more or less seed the pastures, you have to actually use livestock, and each livestock you use gives you another animal. So currently we have one animal, two animals. Each one of these is using the livestock. But Aurochs, they make livestock as well. They make meat, leather, and livestock. And they give the most livestock production out of any of the pasture animals. So that will replenish itself. I'm more concerned about the meat and the leather. And the grain. The granary is full. We might need another granary. I'm just going to make another granary. Because with the amount of throughput that we have to make sure we've got enough to maintain. We'll let you change up the number of people who's working in the pastures too. Shouldn't be too difficult to... when they're working it, they do tending, which is... whenever they don't have a full number of animals, the more they go over the tending limit, the more animals they're allowed to put in. So once that fills up, they'll have a maximum that they reach, and then they just finish up for the day. Or they go help out with other jobs. They essentially become part-timers. The second granary's up and running. The laboratory's up and running. Our food is massively increasing. The people love me. Actually, they really love me. I'm not used to them loving me so much. Oh, it's because of the event. Because they still love me after the eclipse. The happier people are with you, the more people want to come join you. Which is why I have almost 100 people trying to bang down my door to come in. After it drops below 100% loyalty, people start getting the urge to leave. So really 100% is the base, and beyond that, I would more consider it negatives. But these people, they demand. They make such demands of me. Got plenty of rations. We've got plenty of bread. We're starting to sell bread. We could probably also start selling rations. If I stick it right, no. If I stick it right here, it would be on the road system. Yeah, we'll stick it right here. People can still get to it relatively quickly, and this is all going to be developed soon anyway. I think over here, I'm going to do some orchards. We don't have any fruit, but there is a little harvestable spot right here that we can get some from later. We'll probably have to harvest that for like 2 or 3 years before we get enough fruit to actually start the orchard though. But the orchards make more fruit. They just have longer harvest times. So it takes them a while. We're gonna make it nice and square-o-sexual though. There's gotta be one big fucking orchard. There we go. That's about as big as it will allow me to make it. And we're gonna plant some trees. First, we're going to stick the storage right here. Now we'll plant some trees. Boop, 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 boop. We'll stick you over here too. Boop. And boop. And boop, bitty boop. And boop. Perfect. That'll make me a bunch of fruit whenever they harvest. And because of the amount of fruit that it'll give me, it should be more than enough to actually feed my people. Give them some more food variety, which will make them happier. I know, Jordan, I know it was off. I know. Actually, hold on. Hold on. We can refurnish this. This doesn't have to be. We could do that. We could just stick the storage right there. Now this is as good as I can get it. We can just cut that out. Leave it all on the cutting room floor. I want to die. There. They won't let me shave it any closer than that. We got the export depot up. This one will sell the rations. And we will sell 5% of our maximum store. Which I believe is 40 at a time. Got a higher sell price than the bread though. So I'm going to make more money off of it. And it keeps my throughput moving. So we're not just going to sit there. And the more different types of food I have, the slower my food goes down in general, if that makes sense. Because the pressure of it is spread out so much. If you only focus on the things that your people prefer, then that will be the only things your people eat, and they will gorge themselves on it. So spreading it around helps. And soon, I'm going to increase the amount of rations that I'm going to allow them to have as well. I bet you guys probably want a road down here, too. Well, you're going to wait. You're going to wait still. How much meat? We're barely making any meat. But what we're making is being eaten. Not a whole lot per day. We do have more research that we can distribute around. We need to figure out how to make makeshift spears so we can actually make weapons. We need more carpenters or more carpentry. We need... What else could we use? We could do some fruit orchard stuff. Make some more production of that. And is there anything that we really need right now? We're still not making a whole lot of wood. And it'll tell us in this little tooltip here how much production each investment will give. So this says increasing this will increase it as if you employed an additional 7.9 workers, which is actually pretty good. Generally speaking, most stuff isn't gonna give you nearly as big of a boon. But it all depends on what industries you're actually already working, though. Because, like, this one says if I were to increase it, it would only be as if I had 2 more workers. But I already have a shitload here, and I don't think that would be the best allocation of my stuff. So I actually think I might increase the woodcutters, because wood is so very important. So very, very important. My bakeries are using wood. And I'm hoping that down the line I can have some charcoalers so I can use some supplies of coal. This is a supply of coal. It's actually a really good supply of coal. But it's small. Early on it would be okay, but for what we're going to want, we're going to need more coal than that. It'll help though, but generally, fuck, I need to stop saying generally. I want to try and catch myself. It's always good to have more wood, especially since the people like to buy the wood. There's their furniture. And they are putting the wood in their houses, which is what I wanted. Do we have more wood sitting around? We do have more wood just sitting around, so I'm actually going to increase the amount of wood you can have in your homes. You're welcome. I started catching myself doing those types of words when I was doing speech and acting back in high school. I noticed that I would tend to say the same words as filler words, and when it was pointed out to me, I consciously made the effort to stop using filler words, so now anytime I catch myself doing it, I start noticing it a lot more, and I try to explicitly steer away from it. Because I don't like having a speech pattern that's easily modeled. I don't like having the Trumpism. Bigly. Very nice. I will say, I started watching Oz the other day. The HBO show Oz. And it seems like everywhere I look, I'm reminded of how Trump was thought of even before now. Because there's this one character that's introduced in like the 4th or 5th episode of Oz. He's like a fucking serial killer. And he has delusions of grandeur. And he starts saying like, I wanna go to the Bilderberg group, you know, hang out with the bigwigs like the Roosevelts or the Kennedys or Donald Trump. And it was like a knife to the heart when he said that name. It just made me think, oh, he's always been there. He's always been the same. He has never changed. It's just that now he's slower. And I don't want to dwell on it. I don't want to. It's going to make my blood pressure go up. And I don't need that. I play these games to relax. Is that a fly? Stupid fly. Are there any other fruit things around? There is another one. It's barely any now. I guess you could still use it. Forage that fruit. And do that one too. You know what? We're gonna select, and we're gonna start from up here, and we're gonna go all the way down to the very tippy bottom. There. Collect everything. And also, while you're at it, you're gonna hunt everything that moves. There we go. Oh. Start it from the bottom. And now we're here. I can't get it all the way to the side, though. Guess we gotta do a little bit more. We'll do that. And then just in case there's something we missed, which I don't think there is, but just in case. Now my people, the odd jobbers, they've spread around the map to find shit to do. Why am I trying to hunt some pussy? Man, what kind of jabberjaw bucktooth piece of shit kids have that sort of vocabulary? Whole Texas is not exactly a place for high learning. Make you some benches over here because you people like to sit. You like benches? I can make you some benches. I guess I also haven't made any torches, like, at all. And the people really like torches, so I'm gonna make some torches. I'm just kinda gonna put them everywhere. Can I put it right here? No, this is a 5 width. Do that one. Do that one. What's the one? That'll work. I would say Oz, I get why it would have been hyped at the time, but it feels artsy isn't the word. It feels experimental. Like, the way that they do the narrations. There's one character who does the narrations and is also just a character that does things in the show. And from what I can tell, he's not really a main character, but they like to just kind of have him doing shit when he gives monologues. That's about the best way I can say it. Because they will, like, they have this big tumbler that they like to put him in. He's in a wheelchair, and it's like one of those big bingo rollers that you crank it and it rolls the balls, except it has him inside it. And he'll sit there talking at the camera while he's being slowly rotated like a pig on a spit. And I'm not 100% sure why. I think it's an artistic choice. But it's all... I don't say this part as a bad thing necessarily. It's also very overtly political. It's about, you know, the American prison system and how horribly shit it is. But I watched the entirety of the first season, and I gotta be honest, it hasn't really drawn me in, even after the whole first season. There's plenty going on. There's plenty of story to be told. It's just... everything is... not everything. About half of the stories are told in blink and you'll miss it bits. Like, there are characters who are introduced and killed off in the same episode, despite them being, like, the core focus of the episode. And then there are some characters who persist. J.K. Simmons, he's in it. He's a no-good man, but by the end of the first season, he just wants to make it out alive. But he was a no-good man, you see, so he's made a lot of enemies. He taught me what a prag is. It is essentially a prison bitch. I'd never heard the term prag before, though. Yeah, don't be a Nazi. And also don't be the kind of shithead who brands a swastika onto people. He got shit on. Like, literally shit on. he he got moved and he got jumped, and everyone that hated him was just sitting there watching. And dude beat him over the head, and while he was laying on the ground, he pulled over a bench and he shat on him. What are you gonna do? If you go to prison and you be a Nazi, you get shat on. It's the circle of life. The bread has a decay rate that's 10 times the amount of the actual grain. So theoretically, I should be able to have way more storage of grain than I do bread. If I focus more on having more grain, then I could also, once I figure out how coal and charcoal works, I can also start making beer. And I can start selling beer, and my people love beer. They love having drinks. They love it, love it, love it. But we also don't have a tavern yet. What do we need for a tavern? Tavern. Knowledge, which I only have 15 of. I need another 5. Yeah. Can I make the thing that gives it? I need a library. I do not have a library. I do not know how to make library. Librarium. I need 30 innovation before I can make a library. And I would need more library, or not library. I would need more laboratories first. And we don't really have the workforce for that right now. But our food store is increasing. We have 144 people want to join. I will allow 700 people here. I need to make more houses, though. What are our soldiers looking like? We're still only up to 52 soldiers. You guys are fucking annoying. I'd like to wear more clothes. Dream of doing something else. I need more soldiers. I'm trying to get more soldiers. I'm trying to let you conquer. I'm trying. You're not working with me. What are you guys doing? You're still making... oh, did this get started? This got started as well. We have a bunch of furniture. We need to activate these so you guys can get your shit again. You're probably not very happy with me after me ignoring you for so long. We have plenty of furniture for that. We have a bunch of pottery, so we could probably... yeah, I think I'm going to upgrade these food stalls. Just because we already have the pottery, we already have the furniture. And that's just a good, easy way to make my people happier. More happy people means more potential workers. We got 90 odd jobbers now, and I could get more if I needed more, but don't really need more right now. We're about out on the meat. We're not really doing much in the way of fruit. So, oh, you want to visit the ration maker and the stock? We don't have a stock. That's where we keep slaves, but we don't have none of those yet. But what do I need? We're going to import some fruit to get the orchard started. And we have the money for it. We've been selling bread. We've about bottomed out the price, too. Still making more money off the rations, though. Keep a little bit more bread in reserve, though. Just so we can have it. I know that stuff decays slower when it's stored. There it is. 50% slower when it's stored. So as long as this... Is this counted as stored? I think it is. So that's fine. As long as you guys got what you need. Who's homeless? What do you do? So I guess you just need more houses in the little core area. We'll make some more down here. And I guess I'll properly build some roads, because ugh. Why don't you people ever say thank you? It's like you don't see what I do for you. Like you don't care. That way. Such ungrateful curs. Excuse you. I did not want you to shove a clipboard in my face. You have to wait until I asked for that clipboard. Roads. Build a road. Build a road. Down here. Here and there. Perfezione. We need to build homes for the lords, but they like fancy shit, and we can't afford fancy shit right now. We can't even get this fruit orchard up and running. We gotta spend money. And we're pretty much maxed out on wood right now. It's just because there's so much sitting out. Who wants to take home some more of the wood that's sitting on the ground? Go right ahead. They're getting it. As long as the people stay happy. We have a nice, tight-knit production center. I'm almost thinking I need to make another training ground, though. People can't fucking train, like, at all. I only told you to go out 50%. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a second one. That way we can crank out our army. I'll throw together some barracks, so that'll give me another little population center to build it all around. We'll do 4. Yeah. Boop. 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 Plenty more room where that came from. Alright, we're increasing up to 800 people. Welcome to your new home. Get to work. I think it's getting to the point where I probably need to make some more food stalls and stuff. So we'll make some more over here. Get another plaza area going. That's the shrine. No, that's the market. There we go. Do that. Make some more religious buildings. We haven't made any in a while. Shrine to Krator. Shrine to Athuri. And shrine to Aminion. Kinda like that. Do I need to stick anything else in there? No. Oh, I'll do it anyway. I'm gonna point that way. What else can we fit in here? We can fit a well. We can fit a well. Can we fit a hearth? I don't know if we can fit a hearth. A hearth fits perfectly. Perfect. Get working. Hurry up. Oh, the fruit orchard's up. Okay. Let me slow this down. There we go. All right, the orchard's up and running. 72 days before they produce. And then we'll have a fat harvest. There. All that stuff's been built. The hearth and the shrine. Now we'll build another road system, make sure all of this is connected. You get stuck right over there. You guys walk down that way. You're just walking through the buildings. I'll pave it at least for you. And go right through there. Stick you in here. Boop, boop. There we go. Where are you guys all coming from? Oh, you're going out and doing the harvesting, I see. Consumption rate, production rate. We are storing more food than we're losing, but why is it telling me that we're not? Probably just calculating for the number of people that got added. Okay, and we don't need to buy any more fruit at the export depots. There we go. Don't need any more fruit. We should be able to have our own. We got plenty of grain. We're actually kind of maxed out on grain. Can we upgrade? No, we need more. We need more carpenters. How about we promote a carpenter who works here? Walla Wabeda. Congratulations, you're a lord now. You are the lord of the carpenters. Good job. Pat on the back. I did increase production by like triple, so that's very useful. So with more of that, I'm gonna stick a hauler down here that will provide. Where are you? There you are. You will do fruit. You'll do something, and you'll do something. Meat and veggies, maybe. Maybe I'll do meat for one of them. Because all this is for is to make sure that stuff goes from over here to over here. So as long as we get things moving and not just sitting in one spot. What else? Fruit. And the last one might be veggies. No, rations. Just piling wood around. There's fiber, 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 shields. We're really full on wood, so... Fuck it. Everyone can have all the wood they want. Got another hauler. So all of those are good. We're training up all the conscripts at the same time now. So what I'm going to need now is... I'm going to copy this warehouse. And I'm going to stick it... I'm going to stick it down here. And this will be my military storehouse. All of the things I need to keep my military up and running, I'm going to be able to stick it down in here. Because we need to get the men equipped. You guys, I'm going to give spears and shields, except I will give you spear and shield, except we're gonna increase our numbers, but not right now. We need to get things going first. Holy Jesus. Oh no, maybe I shouldn't have allowed that. It's like 150 people that just got here. Okay, we're gonna make a bunch of you soldiers. So this is my garrison division. They're the ones who are actually keeping the peace. We'll increase them by 50. And this is my war division. We'll increase them by 50. Just finish this. We will turn all of these off. You will need a little bit of furniture, but you'll need clothes, you'll need armor, all the weapons. We're just going to make sure there's room for them. Even though realistically we don't need that one. And we don't need that one right now. I think you might need pottery. And we'll go from there. A recommendation. Gustav Holst, The Planets, a while ago. I quite liked it despite not being knowledgeable about classical. Are there any other arrangements that are similar to it? Classic but feels modern. Each song very individual and themed. The Planets, is that the one I was talking about the other day where there's a lot of other interesting sounds? Like, there was one that was called The Big Bang, that's like the first of the album, where he's like playing on the strings of a piano with a hammer instead of properly playing it. Because if that's what I'm thinking of, I remember listening to that in high school. But the music I tend to listen to tends to be more romantic era. I'm not as up on more modern stuff, actually. Classical songs using that. Oh, interesting. Vivaldi did a couple of things that are like that, where he likes to theme his stuff. Obviously, there's the Four Seasons, but generally speaking, most of his music is made to be not necessarily played by kids, but easy to play. And as such, they tend to be very thematic. He has a wide variety of music, though. But my favorite ones are probably Debussy, Dvorak. Uh, Debussy was French, Dvorak was Czech, I believe. What was another one? Obviously Beethoven. That's kind of the same era, but just a little bit earlier in the era. Um, Mars, the bringer of war. Interesting. A lot of modern composers really do just do music stuff anymore. Like, not not to say there aren't other composers who don't have like proper, I call it classical, but modern instrumental music. It's just not as popular anymore. But like Hans Zimmer does do a lot of really good stuff. Um, uh, um, I like the sleepy piano sounds though. They relax me a lot whenever I'm doing my working stuff. I'm trying to think of more themed things though. Because what I'm imagining right now are Debussy's, what are they called? The Gymnopédies. You've probably at least heard one of them that tends to be pretty popular on YouTube, and they tend to play it a lot during like narrated stuff. The big theatrical, there. So the big differences between the proper classical era and the romantic era is the way that the orchestra is used. The classical era, you're a bunch of different instruments working together to harmonize, whereas the romantic era is the orchestra itself is an instrument, and that's how you get things like oh, I'm trying to think of like Beethoven's number 7, I think it is. I think that's the one that goes da-da-da-da. Can't remember if that's 7 or 9. But the idea of using the orchestra itself as not a wall of sound, but as a combined instrument to tell a story, that's what the Romantic era is all about. And that's personally why it's my favorite. Trying to think. Who else would be a good one? My brain's blanking right now on more. But if you want to know more, I can look more into it. It's just been a little bit. I don't think we need to go above 1,000 people right now. I don't think we have the food production for it. We don't even have stone yet. I need to start on this stone pit. So I'm going to start on making another little town over here. Because stone is probably the most important building resource we need at this point. We have enough stone to make the spears that we need, but I don't think we have enough to upgrade for what we really want to progress into at the moment. Because we want to start making stone roads and stone buildings, but then we have to have more stone in our storehouses so that we can actually utilize it. So I think we need a stone mine. Stick that down there. Stick that in there. Store it right here. And the mining pits always take a shitload of stuff. So we're going to need at least probably 8 of these. Oh, we need more. It's 88%. 92. 97. That's 100. There we go. So we'll start that. And build some, well, yeah, I think we'll maybe make enough houses to house 60 people over here. Because all I really want to do over here is get the stone pit up and running and give the people enough stuff to live here. So just make another little plaza. Market. Do it right here. Classical songs that are actually classical and not recent but sound like they're ahead of their time and could be from John Williams' composed action sequence. I'm trying to remember who wrote this one. It's a song that I know you've heard of. The title is, I think it's pronounced Dies Irae, but it's the one that goes Dies Irae, Dies Irae. I think that's Beethoven, but I think George Frederick Handel, he was a British composer. He did a lot of operatic style stuff around that same time. He did a lot of church music that sounds like that. So that might be another place you could look. He is also the one who did the most famous version of the English translation of Angels We Have Heard on High. That one, the one Christmas song. Gloria in excelsis Deo. But yeah, I think Dies Irae is definitely one of the songs that you could look into if that's the style you want to go with. This guy is fucking... He is... I don't even know what to call it. He's freezing. He's crazy as fuck. He's sliding on the ground like a seal. He thinks he's a Talapi, which is the fucking wood elves. He thinks he's a wood elf noble. You're out of breath and also crazy. Claims the gods are a flesh and blood descendant from the skies on flying machines. Insane. Yeah, all of these plebeians. All you are homeless. Well, good thing I'm building you a home right now. I'm just gonna start upgrading some more buildings, at least with wood, so that we can move it out of our storehouses. I need this one. Boop. Boop. Upgrade all these. Wood. Upgrade all these to wood. Upgrade these to wood. And upgrade these to wood. I think I can afford to do these two. Just barely. Alright. And then the people realize there's space for the wood, and now they're picking it all up again. Still eating all of the meat that we make. Is this where all of our furniture is? I think it is. filling up our supply for spears, because we want to be able to give everyone a spear. Food stalls done. We need to add more storehouses up here. So this storehouse is going to be primarily for stone, but we'll have other things that run through here too. We'll just have 2 of them. Because we're probably going to do our cut stone masonry buildings out this way too. Oh, we need religion. You people like to worship. You people must bow down, lest the gods be quite cross with you. Do that one. Do that one. And do that one. Empty that, empty that, you don't need that, don't need that. Reduce that, and we need to increase the amount of stone we have here by a lot. And I think we'll also do the cut stone. We'll just focus on that for now. Do the same thing. We'll actually just grab this and we'll paste the settings onto this one. There. Perfezione. Oh, we need a janitor. Actually, I should take the time to look at how my janitors are doing. We're handling it pretty decently so far. Just need to make sure that this new area over here can do it as well. Perfect. That'll stick. We'll have some benches right here. Benches. No! I want those benches right here. And where else? I can stick some over here. Do that. You guys are on your feet all day. Deserve a place to sit. Finish the janitor. Basically every spare piece of furniture we have is going into this stone pit. I think we're probably only going to employ like 50 people in it though. Making plenty of bread. We're way full on grain. We're way full on grain. Or actually, it's starting to go down. But the harvest is going to be coming in like 3 days, so it'll be alright. We got more points to spend? No, we don't have more points to spend. We just have points to spend. We could do archery. Maybe. Prison, stocks, embassy, work safety. We're going to be harvesting from the orchard soon. That could be useful. And honestly, the aurochs aren't giving me a whole lot of meat. They're just supplementing what we have. I think we'll just do better to add one more auroch field. Or pasture or whatever. start going between my fucking farms now with that. So I'll preempt them with a road. I see you going around. I see you. Fuck it. Just extend it all the way out to the orchard. You guys are already walking all up and down this way anyway. There. There we go. Oh, did we just do a harvest, maybe? I think we might have. Either that or we just... Oh, no, we probably just pulled up from the ground. That's what it is. We got people who are out doing the collecting. There's more fruit coming in from over there, I see. And when your people are on patrol, they like to be on the roads. Oh, the fisheries are doing better. Excellent. Good catch. There's only so much land that I can take from the sea. But I wish I could just throw some dirt out here and just have all of this so I can make some more grain farms. But these are all gem mines or gem deposits that I really want to make money off of, but I just don't have a reason to dedicate my men to that right now. My soldiers are still getting trained. I can't train them any faster. Not until I upgrade, but I can't upgrade until I have proper iron. Almost done with the stone mine. We have enough furniture for it now. And when that finishes, my workforce is gonna dip. For my bakeries, we're making enough rations. Kinda wanna start on coal, but the coal's gonna be up here. Yeah, the coal's literally right here. Fuck it. We can do that. Just make a little coal mine in you guys' backyard. Oh, yeah, that's what happens whenever you first employ one of those big fucking mines or something like that. They just max out their employment and they can fit a whole lot in there. So I'm gonna pause it for a moment. My odd jobbers are now, you could say, stretched thin. Can you guys just give me a good spot? That'll work. Boop. Boop. That's better. This one will only employ 48 workers. But this, we will not be employing 327 stone miners. We will not be doing that. I think I do need some more housing over here, though. Just do another little block. We got more in our Auroch pastures. Good. That's good. That'll give us some more of that. That'll give us some more leather. We're maxed out on leather, actually. So that would probably mean we need some tailors. That's over here. Tailor. Now where are we storing it? Is it in here? Yeah, we're storing it over here. I'm just going to copy this one so we can have a little bit more storage. You guys can work right next to the mass grave. And we'll take, where are you? This. And that's a weaver. We need this. There we go. We'll make a tailor. Would it be better to do this way? I'd be able to fit more this way, I think. If I did I don't really need to scale it like that. I just need maybe 2 of them. So I think 1 and 2. We got spears. Does everyone have spears? I think everyone should have more spears. Haley's trying to call me. Like I'm not busy. Like I'm not doing something. Got plenty of spears. We have shields around as well. They're already put away. We don't have a lot though. And I think we need to use the carpenter for them. So we will do that. And that'll use up some of our leather that we got sitting around actually. So for stone, we've got a metric shitload. But that is a base good that we now need. So, Jiv Stern, congratulations. You are promoted. You are now the Lord of the Stone Pits. Do me proud, son. I just realized I didn't even include the rations in this. We need to start making more rations so that we can have a proper military. I think I might start making walls here soon. If I have the first set of walls... Ooh, that's not what I wanted. If I bring that from down here, bring it up around and over, that is most of my industry. And I'd be able to expand in the south some more. Which I want to do some more wood cutting down there eventually. But if I did it all the way up here, just brought it up to the road and maybe cut it off here, there would be a lot of stone pits out here, but we don't really need those. We bring that, cut it off down here, and cut it off on this side of the road, just like right on that side of the road. There's a big area I'd be able to expand into. Big area over here, big area down in here. We could do some stuff. And all of that would be protected. Now that we have stone, I think that would be properly doable. Because we have a huge, huge stone surplus now. So how many people want to come here? 60? We're going to let you 60 come here. And your jobs are going to be to fix up the roads. We're getting cobblestone roads now. That ought to keep y'all busy. And I am just gonna suspend this job. The enroadening begins. And that will make people so much happier. So the level of roads actually does also increase their movement speed. So these should make them go even speedier, which means there's less downtime for people getting things to places. Efficiency. I also need clay and cut stone, but clay should be easy because we have this whole island right here. That'll be one giant clay pit. The orchard's still going. Miner. Oh, we're full on fish. Have we just not been collecting the fish? Is that what's been happening? No, we're just full on fish. Well, I suppose as long as people are eating fish. They're not really, though. Maybe we should sell fish. How much can we get for selling fish? That's import, that's export, export. If we sell fish, we make more money selling fish than we did the rations. Yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah, see? We're gonna skim the top 15% of our fish. We're just gonna sell those. Make us a quick buck. Yeah, see? Yeah, yeah. You guys are already almost full? Oh my god. Have we gotten to the point where you can upgrade yet? No. Need more furniture. Or, oh, the shields. The shields are done. We got plenty of shields. So we need to start equipping our men with shields. Everyone gets an extra shield. And I'm going to go into our research. I'm going to go to guards. Get that. And I'm also going to get fortifications. So now we can build some stone walls. And we can have even more uses for all this stone we got. But before I do that, you guys are still making a bunch of cobblestone roads. I'll let you finish doing that first. We'll start from up here. And I'll just go down. Where are you guys? You guys are more... Oh, okay. Just more storage. For things that we will inevitably need. And we got the tailors up and running. You're making clothes, and you will make armor. We are using all of our leather. So we'll just use all of it. And we won't really worry too hard. Might end up adding another stack of grain farms if we end up needing more grain, but I don't think we will right now. Later down the line we will need more grain because we are going to start making beer, which is the piva right here. But we haven't gotten to using the coal yet. Before we can do that, we need more furniture. And right now the carpenters are busy making shields and spears so that we can be properly equipped. Janitor, are you guys still capable of handling everything? Seems like it. Okay. I think I'm gonna reduce the number of people working in these, actually. I don't need these to be full. Well, we'll keep this one full. Because the armor needs to happen. There. Speed it up some more. We had a harvest. We had a fruit harvest. So our food is up. We got about 500k in the bank. I know having money also makes the people happy. I'm trying to think how to see it again though. Population? Nope, it's not in here. I don't know. What I should probably be focused on is trying to get either fabric or we're pretty food secure. So to get the military stuff more up and running, I think we just need to focus more on that. Our internal... Okay, so you guys have all the shields you need. Or at least you have maxed out our storage of shields. So take more shields. You will be extremely well equipped. And these soldiers actually just come in here and they grab the shields. Pretty much as soon as they come in to grab them, another one gets made. So fuck it, just max out our shields. We have plenty. So these are our actual combat stats, which they get upgraded with the weapons that you have. The spears are still spears, regardless of whether they're made with stone or iron. But the actual swords are the better weapons in close-up. And I know you can't combine the swords and the spears. So I think these guys are just gonna... We're gonna be a spear. We're gonna be like Greeks. We're gonna be a spear people right now. We will form the Hoplites. We don't have a lot of stone in reserve, but we do have a lot of stone in our storehouses. So I'm gonna start upgrading your homes with stone, and I'll upgrade your workplaces with wood, because I know you guys love having stone houses. They make you far happier than everything that isn't basically a fucking mansion. People live here. You are people. You who are also people. You got to skip the wood. Upgrade all of you. We're almost there. Come on. Come on. Come on, just a little bit more. Come on, give me just one more. Give me just one more. I'm at 684 out of 685. Come on. How long does it take to give me one piece of... You're just lying to me, I see. I see. How rude. How rude, how rude, how rude. Now I got plenty of stone. Or plenty of room for stone. You are a child. Why are you up there? What are you doing? Of course you're gonna freeze to death. You wandered like the entire map away from the city. Where is your mother? We're making enough stone to replenish what we need. We're going to start using a whole lot more in maintenance, though, but I think we're still making way more than we need. And now that we are full on shields, we just make some more fucking furniture. 'Cause that's what we need right now. I think we really just need the storehouses to be bigger. And for that, we need to upgrade. Perfect. And I can store a whole lot more in there. I'm going to upgrade this one too whenever we get the furniture for it. It increases the carry capacity of the people who actually work in the warehouse, and it doubles the amount of space that can be used. So I can actually have a proper granary instead of leaving all this stuff in the field to rot. And you guys are you almost have enough furniture for this. We'll start on the coal mine, and then I think we'll do a brewery. Although I might have to learn how to do a brewery. No, I can just do it. I need fucking pottery. Fuck. Which means I need clay. Which means I need more people. Fuck. But I don't want to scale up my food production yet. I have a good thing going. Still good on fish. Where are fish being stored anyway? Just right in here? You can upgrade this. We're gonna stop selling fish. Because I want to build up our food stores. I need to see how much we actually need. Let's take our time tonight, girl. Above us all the stars are watching. And there's no place I'd rather be in this world. Your eyes are where I'm lost in. Make this road go all the way over there, because you guys are just kind of cutting across anyway. Underneath the chandelier, we're dancing all alone. There's no reason to hide what we're feeling inside right now. Baby, let's just turn down the lights, close the door. Oh, I love that dress, but you won't need it anymore. No, you won't need it no more. Let's just kiss till we're naked, baby. Versace on the floor. We need to do cut stone over here too. Fine. Our next big project is gonna be our wall. We need fortifications. We need proper stone walls. Yeah, because we have a lot of wood, but we don't have the wood production for wooden walls. But we just did these nice big stone walls, and we're gonna make them. I think we're gonna do 3 thick. Yeah, we'll do 3 thick. We're gonna keep that up. Keep that going up. Keep that going up to like right here. And then I'm actually gonna cancel this because I'm gonna go diagonal. Yeah, perfect. You piece of shit. How dare you? How dare you? Oh, that's because I'm removing. Because I'm a little dummy stew. A little stoopy dummy. There we go. Do that. Go straight up to here. Second star to the right and straight on till morning. Go that way across the road. And I will erase that because I need to put a gate there. And we'll keep that moving. Keep it going this way. I think we're just going to go this way to the edge of the map. Perfect. So that's going to keep my odd jobbers busy. What few odd jobbers I have. How many people want to come? 50? We'll do 50. 50 is a reasonable number. I also need to do my gate. Is it a military? Gatehouse. What if we do 2 gates? I don't even think I have the steel for it, but I also don't know because I don't have any storage for it. Because I didn't think about it. One thing that I will need, or will I? I don't actually know if I do. Don't worry about it right now. As long as you guys just keep fucking working. That's all I care about. Fucking fruit fly. I think we only want 20 miners right now. 20 coal miners. Because we're not properly using coal mines yet. Or we're not properly using coal yet. We don't even have a place to store it yet. We'll add it to the warehouses. Boop. Boop. Are we gonna need... Do we need more housing over here? I don't think we do. Yeah, there's nobody homeless yet. So, I think we're still good. All the people just want to... No! I fucked it. I fucked it. I fucked it all up. I fucked it all up. I gotta unfuck it. I gotta unfuck it. I gotta build it right here. I did it wrong. I did it wrong. Dismantle this. Do it again. Why would you allow me to do this incorrectly? My people, I thought you wanted the best. Why didn't you stop me? You're doing better. What are your services? Need more speakers. Need more... Food stalls are actually good. Wells, they have pretty good access. Pretty good access. Physicians, pretty decent access. Still don't have a hospital. I think I should work on a hospital. It needs tools, so we're gonna have to import tools, but the majority of people come through this area. So if I make the hospital right here, then everyone should be able to have access to it. And if I take that out, perfect. Boop, boop. Boop. Nope. Boop. 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 So that's a small hospital. It'll fit 28 patients. But theoretically, shouldn't need to host a whole fuckload of patients at a time. There are epidemics in this game, and they are a thing that you need to watch for. But, yeah, and I guess we are about the size that one would need for it. So we're just gonna try and make it so it's not an issue. I need tools. Our decay for our bread is going down, which is good. It means we're getting close to the actual throughput that we're needing. We have plenty of supplies of food, but we're not making enough for me to feel comfortable. I think it's mostly just because I'm seeing that the meat isn't going up. But do I really want to invest more into the meat? I could. If I did, maybe it would be better to do the indolents, because they would make more meat. I would just need to probably make another laboratory. I've already done this whole first level. If I did this one, it would increase it by basically double. And I would probably be in a surplus when it comes to meat. as of this moment, it's not a huge deal. My odd jobbers are slowly trickling around to do all this. You, I think I need you. Yeah. You're gonna hold some coal. And then I think I want this one to hold more coal than stone. And then what about my actual stone? No, I don't have the research for it. I would need steel anyway. We have ore over here, so I could start making iron. This could just be my industrial district, like my proper smelteries and all that stuff. I have to start expanding more housing over here. Maybe that'll be what I do next time. Because if I increase my housing over here... Oh, we finished. Oh, another warehouse. If I increase my housing over here, I'll have the manpower to be able to do a smelter. I'll have coal. And I'll need to get some extra research in before I can do masonry. But once I get that, I can have a mason, a smithy, a smelter, and I think that's everything that I would need in order to equip the army. Well, eventually I also need to get a pottery, but we're about brushing up on time anyway, so... I do this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 6 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, generally speaking. I was a little late starting, but I'm ending about on time. Plenty still going on. It's just a bit of menial labor right now. I'm just waiting on stuff to get done, so it's not like there's anything super exciting going on. There are raiders who could potentially happen, but I think we are totally okay with that, especially if we can get the walls up. But might have to focus on building the wall in sections to get it sped up a little bit. I need more steel, but I don't even know how much I need. But either way, we have a YouTube channel. We do all kinds of different games. This is just one of the games. I only just started this one. I like this game, so I figured I'd show it off. It's a little indie game. It's called Songs of Six. I know that you can see that already, but I like it. I've spent a whole bunch of hours in it already since I got it, and I haven't had it for that long. If you like city builders, you like colony building type things, logistics, this is definitely one of the fresher games out there. I enjoy it, and I want to turn any support that I can their way, because I think this is a cool game, and I think other people deserve a cool game. So if you like cool games, give us a like and a follow or any of that stuff. If you drop !Discord in our Twitch chat, it'll also give you a Discord key to join our stream Discord. So if you ever want to join us for any or get any other additional updates on whenever we're streaming or what we got going on, feel free to check that out. But until then, we will catch you guys on the flip side. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.